Hey, how's it going? It's the Hook Better Leads podcast, and today I'm with Dave Carroll. David Carroll? What do you go by?
More Dave. David is like my wife and
Okay.
I won't even say family. Yeah, Dave. I've been called worse.
Dave Carroll from Dope Marketing. Great name, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
They do direct mail, but super targeted direct mail. And you actually consider yourself a data company more than a direct mail company. So why is that?
So our background is data. We got into the print and direct mail space. If you would have told me 4 years ago that I was going to own a print shop, I probably would have told you were crazy.
Mm-hmm.
We've been in the data space for almost 9 years now. Business lists, consumer lists, analytics, hygiene, the thick glasses, nerdy spreadsheet stuff.
Yeah.
That's our game. And what happened is we started brokering so much direct mail because what's a list if you don't have anything to do with it or you don't know how to use it?
Yeah.
And so whether that was digital fulfillment, we moved much more towards the traditional fulfillment because this day and age, we live in a world of instant gratification. Amazon Prime, deliver a DoorDash, bring my Target to my house, and intimacy is what creates trust. And when you can put something in someone's hands and have something physical that a homeowner or a customer can touch and feel and interact with, complemented by all the cool digital stuff, that's where the power is this day and age.
I love that. So today we're going to be talking particularly about what 3 direct mail methods that Dave would use if he could only use 3. I'm sure you want to use 20. Like you tried a lot of things, I'm sure, and you've seen what works and what doesn't work. So if you could only do 3 direct mail things, what would you do?
So
we're talking like contractors, right? So
for sure, home service.
Home services.
Yep, absolutely. So the idea is like you wanna have marketing isn't a magic wand, right? We're not trying to reinvent the wheel here.
Yeah.
I had the pleasure. I was at a show 2 weeks ago, the Win the Storm, the roofing show we were talking about, and I met this guy, Eric Wynn, who was a sniper, and it leads into the question. A little story to tell. So I met this guy. He did like 4 tours in Iraq, decorated veteran, like the guy. He said, Dave, did you know that dope, like a good sniper can't execute a mission without dope? And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, data on previous engagement. That's dope. That's, you have to take that as a sniper, take your data on previous engagement to execute your next mission because you learn from something.
Yeah.
So the first, and this, like, it hit me like a punch in the stomach.
Yeah.
I had never heard this, the resignation, like I almost want to like retell the story of how we came up with the name of the company. Like, the data on previous engagement for any size business, you have something you've done before. So the first thing that I suggest for any company that wants to send direct mail or figure out their targeting, you're going to take your customer list, whether it was last year, the past 3 years, whatever, download your customer list from whatever CRM you're using and sort the jobs you completed by zip code. So you'll see some consistency in the data on previous engagement. Yeah. You're going to be able to take your top 3 zip codes. So I did 27 jobs in 55124, 16 jobs in 55125, and 12 jobs in 55126 or whatever.
Yeah.
Those are my top 3 zip codes. My suggestion for anyone trying to figure out where to target is to duplicate results. So you know where your jobs were. Take the top 3 zip codes where you've done work, get a list of homeowners in that area that match the criteria of your perfect customer. That's your targeting list. You don't need to do this. They used to call it spray and pray in the direct mail world. Spray mail everywhere and pray to God you get some phone calls. Because there wasn't the tracking, the targeting, the analytics that there are this day and age. So being able to take your customer list, figure out what top 1, 3, 5, whatever zip codes those are, get a list of homeowners in those area. That's where you want to build your brand. That's where you want recognition.
How do you get the list of all the homeowners in there? I'm a literal idiot when it comes to direct mail. That's why I'm here. So how do you do that?
So companies like ours have those lists.
Yeah.
There are other data vendors that have that list, but data's everywhere.
Yeah.
Like there's always going to be more homeowners and you
Yeah.
can always get in front of them.
Okay.
If you've ever gotten a credit card, if you've ever rented a house or gotten a mortgage, if you've bought a car, if you've filled out a survey, we have your data. I promise it's out there. We personally at Dope Marketing, we license 77 different business and consumer databases over the course of the year.
Wow.
Pay over $1 million a year in just data licenses to have access to this stuff. So
awesome.
There are companies out there that can get you this information to target those campaigns.
Badass. All right, what's number 2?
Number 2, I would say you want to get in front of, like, all right, go back to the data on previous engagement. You want to be able to target before and after each home that you're servicing. And so again, without making this just a crazy sales pitch, at Dope Marketing, we have a technology where you can send direct mail with no minimum order, type in an address, and say, I want to send a mailing to the nearest 25 homeowners or 100 homeowners around this address. The idea is, or where we see a lot of success with companies, is like you take a job, let's say you have it scheduled and it's coming up in 2 weeks. You want to educate the neighborhood. Let them know you're going to be there. Yeah. We're going to be in the neighborhood, shaking hands.
Don't be scared. The trucks are coming through.
Exactly. Yeah. The whole dance. Educate them, right?
Yeah.
Your website already looks like your truck wrap. It looks like your Facebook ads, like whatever.
Yes. That was something we talked about on our call before this, just how consistency is a big deal, because otherwise it just feels like 3 companies are coming at them because your flyer's blue and your website's green and your truck wraps are red. You look like you don't look like the same company. So you're not getting multiple touches on the same deal.
Amen. Yeah. You got to be memorable.
Yeah.
Everything has to look consistent. We talked about the Home Depot analogy.
Yeah.
You go into Home Depot, you look at the lawnmower, you don't buy the lawnmower. You leave Home Depot. There's a billboard, you got a piece in the mail, you looked at it online, the lawnmower's following you around, and you're like, Home Depot, man, I trust you.
Yeah,
I get it. Like you get me. You know what I want. There's this connection.
That's data.
There.
That's data behind there.
Data
on previous engagement.
Remarketing.
Right. I always think about remarketing, and I bought something last night. It was a couple $100, and I bought it from an Instagram ad, and I felt like I was supposed to buy that. It's been in front of me for the last like month and a half. It was lawn care, like it was like. What is it, like the stuff that makes the lawn grow? Not the seed, but like
the
fertilizer.
Yeah.
Fertilizer. So they just kept on doing it, and it is a subscription. So they got me now, and they basically just kept on hitting me. And this is just another way to hit them, right?
That's it. It's like our jobs as business owners, as marketers, as entrepreneurs, it's keeping up on best practices.
Yeah.
That's what we have to do.
Yeah.
And so best practices nowadays, like business doesn't change.
Yeah.
Technology changes.
Yes.
The ability to target customers, set up campaigns, like all the analytics, all this stuff. We have to wear a lot of hats as business owners.
Yeah.
And so when you can identify that your minutes in the day are your most valuable currency, and some of those minutes have to be delegated to understanding what the big boys are doing.
Yeah.
What's coming up? What's going to be the next big thing? It doesn't have to be this obsession of trying to figure out an unsolvable problem.
Yeah.
But when you can stay current specifically with marketing, data, what's available, you just put yourself a little bit ahead of the curve.
Oh, yeah.
So
absolutely. And that's kind of what I do think is that, after you've been in the game for 10, 20 years, if you don't create systems around keeping on top of those things, that's the tired guys. And I'm not saying I'm not going to be one of those tired guys one day.
Hey, we all get old.
But at the same time, like making sure that you keep these things top of mind, that customer acquisition is always going to be a piece. And we talked about the types of home services that need to do customer acquisition regularly, and that's who we're talking to. 100%. We're not necessarily, like, we're talking to people that want leads. This thing is about leads.
Yep.
And figuring out, how can I do this at scale? Because there's so many things, like, and people ask us, funny enough, PPC or SEO or this or that. Like, dude,
all of it.
All of it. And I'm not joking. We're not just trying to sell you shit. Like,
ever.
This is the deal. It's like, literally, if you don't hit them 3 to 5 ways and pretty rhythmically, it's somebody else's customer.
100%.
So you got to figure out, like, I like what you're saying about the tightness of the market, making sure it's those top 3 zip codes, because it's better to hit, 30, let's say the Twin Cities area. It's better to hit 10% of the Twin Cities area 10 times than it is to hit 100% of the Twin Cities area one time. Because one time means nothing.
How many times have we made that mistake?
Yeah.
Where you run a campaign, you're not really you're not creating that feeling of intimacy.
Yeah.
The idea is, and it goes, so like the second point we're talking about, right? You have a job that you can highlight that'll make people feel comfortable.
Yeah.
It's in their neighborhood. They get it. Creating intimacy. Postcards before a job, postcards after a job.
Yep.
We're going to be in the neighborhood. We just finished a job.
Okay.
It goes to the third point and exactly what you're just saying, because staying consistent in an area, there's always more data. Yeah. You can get a job. So like here for us in the Twin Cities, I want to grow my business in Edina. They're an affluent area, good homeowners, high home value, high income, whatever. They can afford to maintain their home. Mm-hmm. Stick to Edina. Create an offer. Create a system. Mm-hmm. Create something that works. Yeah. There's more people in Eden Prairie and Minnetonka and Wayzata that think the same, live the same, operate the same. Like, humans are relative. Data is relative. When you put 10 guys in a room who are 40 years old, have 2 kids, have a Tahoe, and they have a Corvette parked in their garage, and they own a house over $700,000, 8.5 out of 10 of those guys are going to do the same thing if you put a decision in front of them. Mm-hmm. Like, humans are predictable. And so when you can get into an area, take those 3 zip codes, focus in and say, I'm going to spend the next 3 months being the company that solves this problem. Yeah. Us as business owners, homeowners, because we're consumers at heart too. Mm-hmm. Humans have 100 problems during the day. Mm-hmm. Your business can solve 7 of those perfectly. Mm-hmm. So it's like, focus on being the guy or girl that can solve that problem of why you started your business. Stay in that one spot, saturate, touches, get in front of people.
Consistency, man.
That's it.
That's a big deal. And like, I think that the same goes for any small business owner with a lot of problems, like that idea of consistency. Just to zoom out for a second, like how often do we run to this, run to that, run to that? Like, it's good to experiment. But once you find things that hit, hit them again, hit them again, hit them again.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. I want to throw out here, like, creative is so important, right? Like,
absolutely.
You've got a bunch of people working here that do graphic design, from what I understand. Like
6, yeah.
There's it's hard, you know. You can get in front of everybody, but if, let's say it was just a blank sheet of paper, you know, it's a simple offer with headline and everything. It's hard to stand out, basically, in mail, is what I'm saying. But anywhere, it's hard to stand out. And every ad and every piece of mail, I'm sure, gets scrutinized to the point where, is this capturing attention? What gets mail opened? And I'm not saying, hey, man, I know that like there's been winners and losers, and you've experimented more than anyone on this.
For sure. What gets mail opened is giving people a reason to do something. Yeah. So direct market advertising 101, there's a, what's the book? Clyde Hopkins, Scientific Advertising.
Yeah,
I think it was written 100 years ago or something.
It's in the public domain, so it's free audio.
Free, completely
Scientific
free.
Advertising is probably one of the better marketing books
ever, because it goes back to the foundation. It proves the point that all this stuff is relative. Like the marketing part, technology changes. The aspect of marketing.
I love, like, he talks about coupons and that. Dude. And just like the idea, like that was, I didn't realize, I guess it was like, I was an idiot, but I didn't realize that was just all tracking. Because then they know that print advertisement works, so they
attribute it back to, and then technology advanced. Yeah, coupon codes, QR codes. Yeah, it's all the same stuff.
But still, like the idea of making sure that there's a reason for them to tell you what they saw.
100%. And so to that book, direct response advertising 101, 3 points. You have to target your perfect customer. You have to give them an irresistible offer, and you have to make it urgent or time sensitive to create a reaction.
Yes.
So the way to get, it's not necessarily about getting mail open. Mail is a piece of the puzzle that you want to put that offer, but in someone's hands. Like if I asked you, what are the last 3 billboards you saw driving here? You're like, I don't know. What are the last 3 Facebook ads you saw? You have no idea. You can't tell the difference between an ad and a post sometimes. The idea is that when you have this, going back to what we were saying, consistency, a complimentary message. What gets mail opened or looked at? Having an offer that stands. You already targeted your perfect customer, right? You downloaded your zip codes. You're hitting the neighborhood of the jobs you're in. Perfect customer is on the paper. We have the list. Irresistible offer is something that makes someone act. Remember, you always have to take a step back and look at the lifetime value of a customer. Because a roofer, you might only solve a problem for someone one time while they live in their house. Yeah. But an HVAC company or a cleaning company, you might see someone monthly or weekly or whatever, a couple times a year, whatever the case is. Giving someone a reason to do something is not about discounting your services just to like be the cheap guy. It's giving someone a reason to act. Even if it's something as simple as this deal expires on Friday.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a Friday every week.
Yeah.
But you're giving someone a reason to do something.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
We used to do that with more with digital, but I've been playing with that lately. Yeah. It's not about like the date. March 31st, whatever. Yeah. It's like, this deal's good until next Thursday.
Yeah.
And someone will call me, what does next Thursday mean? I'm like, I don't know, but I got you on the phone. Want to talk about it?
Yeah, there you go. So what are the, like, I know that you've seen a lot of promos come through. Have you seen, do you know, like, when something actually hits and this person, like, when you get those calls that this worked really, really well? And I know you do because we get them too for ours. And not every single thing that we do is a winner, but when you get those, it's a big deal, right? It feels good. It's like, dude, we got a ton of business from this. What have you seen those promotions being like? Where have you seen that?
I like dollars more than I like percentages.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
$1, someone thinks of a bill, an invoice, they can put a monetary
yes,
value.
exactly.
$100 bill. Like I could keep that or save it on this.
Yes, absolutely.
A percentage is always a little deceiving.
No, sure.
10% off for new customers. Like 10% off of what, dude?
Yeah.
I don't even know what this costs yet.
Yeah. So you're saying like $2.99 off of an
let them
HVAC tune-up or whatever. Yeah.
A confused customer doesn't buy.
Yeah.
That's it.
Clarity.
Utmost clarity.
I feel that in my consumer heart, to be honest, because when somebody says 30% off of like an HVAC tune-up or whatever, I'm like, I don't even
have the time to figure it out.
Like, is it $1,000? Is it $10,000? Just tell me. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Or when people do high ticket items, they won't put the price.
Yeah.
To like, that's their qualifier. No, dude, put the price.
Yeah.
I know what it costs.
You're also wasting money on advertising when you don't put prices on stuff because you get like responses. And you basically, like, we put on our PPC ads, like, we'll put numbers, even though it's a high number for a lot of these people, because it does, like, at least there's not, like, somebody, like, wasting our time, wasting our money on that click, too. So there's always, like, a reason to...
We work with a lot of...
Be a little bit clear. Be clear.
Holiday lighting customers.
Okay.
And that's a high ticket, $1,200 is a minimum. You
Mm-hmm.
need to put that on your PPC ads. You need to put that... Unless you want to answer calls all day and, I'm so mad because I have low quality leads. It's like, dude,
you won't tell anybody anything. That's exactly it. You
That's
can't,
it.
What is it? You can't sell what you can't tell.
Amen.
All right. So what are your best customers doing that other people don't know about? You know, those forward thinking customers that actually invested hard. What are they doing that's cool that people should know about in direct mail? Any cool, like, crazy shit that you got coming down the pipe here?
So handwritten direct mail has been huge for us. Yeah. You guys will see it. We're doing a live video in a little bit. The handwriting machines that we have are getting, direct mail on its own is going to get a 1 to 5% response rate, say 2.5% response rate, something like that. We've seen response rates in the home service space as high as 14% off of direct mail. There's actually a tray of it sitting right there. We'll show on the live that we
can pull it up.
Grab one of those out of that tray. So this is handwritten direct mail. That's what's inside.
Wow, look at that shit.
Yeah, that's what's inside of it.
Boom. Hey, that looks like your next door neighbor does this.
So Jessica at our office, we also own a cleaning company. I didn't do that in my intro. We've owned a cleaning company here in the Twin Cities for 11 years. We do power washing, gutter cleaning, holiday lighting, all that stuff.
Awesome.
Jessica is like, will you stop telling people that I'm writing them letters?
Yeah.
And what do? We pulled every homeowner in the Twin Cities with a house over $750,000. There's 36,000 of them. Yeah. We have 500 to 2,000 pieces going out every single day. Handwritten envelope. Who's not going to open that? It looks like grandma wrote it. Yeah. No return address, live stamp. Like, take that envelope and tell me that if you got this in the mail, you're not opening that today.
You have to. Actually, I'd feel bad not
obligated.
Opening.
Like, how could
I
you
feel bad not opening
that?
I mean, that's really cool.
And then inside of it is a service letter with a handwritten note.
This is actually adorable.
And then after that, what are we doing? It's a postcard every 3 weeks. So when you ask, what are your clients doing that are having more success or doing something cool?
Personalization at scale.
They're implementing a handwritten touch with postcards because you warmed them
up. And consistency in the same spots.
Every 2 to 3 weeks, dude. A direct mail campaign should last 3 months.
All right.
There should be 3 to 6 touches really in the mail. But it all depends. And we can help strategize with that always. handwritten first, postcards after, complemented with services like you guys offer. The digital, the retargeting, the SEO, all of it, all a blanket. It all looks the same. And you're creating that feeling just like that person had at Home Depot as a smaller, medium-sized business without a $10 million budget.
So go check out the tour of their space as well on YouTube. It's very cool. But also, if somebody wanted to get started with you guys, what's their next step?
We're pretty easy to find. Dopemarketing.com.
I like that.
Yes.
And you're on IG and all that too.
And Facebook. Yeah. If you look at our Facebook page once, I promise we won't get away from you or our website for a very, very long time. You'll be seeing a lot of me.
So you like digital remarketing as well?
A little bit.
Hey, you were talking to me. Actually, you know what? Before we wrap this up, little PS on the end here. You were talking about remarketing with mail, basically. Yeah. And so you're a data company, so we're talking about getting a pixel onto your website. Can you share that with? This is a little secret before this.
Absolutely. So we have technology that can allow you to retarget anonymous website visitors. We can collect. We can give you a pixel. We have a package where you can collect up to 25% of the names and the addresses of people that visit your website, down to a custom URL. Let's say you're a local business and you only want it from your local area. We can filter out the ones from out of state. Like, a lot of technologies and possibilities. And of course, automate the direct mail behind it. And it's a live feed. It's not a daily batch, weekly batch, whatever. We give you the pixel, install it on your site. You're collecting the people that visited your site without them filling out a form, and we can automate direct mail behind it.
I love that. I love anything with remarketing and anything with using the existing lists you got and data on previous engagement. And that's amazing as a faux backstory for this, actually, though. So hey, dude, just incorporate it in. You know what I mean?
It works out.
Just incorporate it in.
It works out. Yeah.
So the Hook Better Leads podcast, put on by Hook Agency, hookagency.com. Check out Dope Marketing, and thanks for listening and watching.